to start this next video by going over a few of the things I did off camera since the last video ended. So the first thing to mention is my welder problem. I ended up making this adapter going from a dryer plug and then splitting it off into two 110 circuits, and that's a 30 amp breaker. So at that point then I had no problem. I finished up all the welding on the rear bridge, and I'll show you that in a minute. I also spent some time stripping paint on the body. It is now getting really close, so I do have a little bit more work to do. This is not the thing holding me up right now, it's all the frame. So let's move over here and I'll show you what's been done and what's on the list for today. All right, so here's the rear bridge all welded up. I have beads going all the way around the top as well as on the underside. You can see some of the discoloration lines. So that's never coming apart. This is still loose because what I have to do now is determine the exact distance from here to here and design the mechanism for holding this. There's a few different ways I considered approaching it, but I think what I've decided to do is I'm going to have a plate that goes from the top corner to this corner, and then a plate that goes across here and, you know, maybe curves, maybe a straight line. I don't know exactly, but there'll be 4 of those, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 2 end plates, and they'll get welded down the side here, welded across here, welded across here. You know, so it should be really stiff. I'll do it all out of quarter plate, just like the top of this. But I don't have the materials, so I had to come out here, do some CAD, some cardboard aided design, figure out exactly how much plate to buy. So the next thing you're probably all wondering is, once this is attached, then what? And at that point, it's just a bunch of final cleaning up of welds, filling extra holes that I'm not going to need from the old suspension that's removed. I'm going to try to clean up these fillet welds along the frame, but basically get ready for paint. And on the subject of paint, the plan all along, as you saw the front suspension, which I finished before I started the video series, I painted that satin black, and the plan was to just do everything under the car satin black. But you don't ever see the undercarriage of a Lowrider that's satin black. It's always painted the same color as the car, or a contrasting color or something. So what I might end up doing, what I'll probably end up doing, is painting it to match the car. But I think I'm still just going to start with the satin black. I have it. It's really good for, you know, sealing up any rust, making a really hard layer to adhere to the metal. And then I can always sand it and prime it and paint it or whatever. But I think it's just a really good base coat. It's something I don't have to make any final decisions on colors right now. I don't have to set up a spray booth because it just brushed on. So that's still where I'm going to start. It's all going to be satin black, but I'll probably end up painting everything body color, but one step at a time. I'm going to get out my poster board and start designing the supports for this. Alright, so all that time lapse you just saw represents 3 full days of building this bridge. I work 4/10s, so I have 3-day weekends, and I just used all of it. This is a pretty short video as far as the installments of this project go, but I don't see a better place to stop the video than right here. Other than a bunch of cleanup work, I think this frame might be done. Obviously I got a lot of welds to grind and a lot of little pinholes to touch up with the welder, and you know, maybe a couple gussets here and there, but basically that's it. This right now is on spring support instead of jackstands for the first time in 5 years, maybe? But ever since I pulled off the enclosed drive shaft and cut off the leaf spring mounts, this thing hasn't been under support of suspension since. It's kind of a big day. It's a great place to cut this one off. I guess I don't know what else to say. We'll see you in the next video. I hope you're enjoying so far. See you next time.